Hey everybody, how's it going today? I want to talk to you about Alberta Clippers. Something that people talk about a lot. Sometimes people don't really know. Like they're like, "Oh, what's an Alberta Clipper?" Okay. So, um, we're gonna come back to this, but I just wanted to show you this first. You can see the high pressure systems on this map. Um, there's a low pressure up here. Um, but we'll come back to this. First, let's go to the National Weather Service, their glossary. Okay, and they define an Alberta Clipper as a fast-moving low-pressure system that moves southeast out of the Canadian province of Alberta, okay, southwest Canada, through the plains, Midwest, and Great Lakes region, usually during the winter. And this low-pressure area is usually accompanied by light snow, strong winds, and colder temperatures. And another variation of the same system is called a Saskatchewan Screamer. Okay. Me personally, I've never heard it called a Saskatchewan Screamer. It's always Alberta Clipper, or sometimes people say a Clipper. Okay. So we go over to Wikipedia. Okay. We'll see what they say. Okay. An Alberta Clipper, also known as an Alberta Low, Alberta Cyclone, Alberta Lee Cyclone, Canadian Clipper, or simply Clipper, the fast-moving low-pressure system that originates in or near the Canadian province of Alberta, just east of the Rocky Mountains, and tracks east-southeastward across southern Canada and the northern United States to the North Atlantic Ocean. Okay. And you can see here on this map here, it starts roughly around Alberta and it heads east-southeast. Okay. Alberta Clippers constitute a major winter season storm track for extratropical cyclones in the northern hemisphere, tracking across the continent in 2 to 3 days while affecting weather in parts of the prairies and central provinces of Canada, as well as the upper Midwest, Great Lakes, and northeastern portions of the United States. They are associated with cold, dry continental air masses and generate small-scale, short-lived weather events, typically producing 8 to 15 centimeters or 3 to 6 inches of snow in a 3 to 6 hour period. However, they can precipitate sudden temperature drops and sharp winds, leading to local blizzard conditions, especially when interacting with moisture from the Great Lakes. Okay. Alberta Clippers take their name from Alberta, the province from which they appear to descend, and from clipper ships of the 19th century, one of the fastest ships of that time. The term was coined in the late 1960s by Reinhard Harms, a meteorologist at the National Weather Service office in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, who noted the rapid speed of these snow-producing storms as they moved across the Dakotas from Alberta towards the Great Lakes. Its colloquial use spread among U.S. and Canadian weather forecasters in the early 1970s. It would enter the scientific literature around the 1990s. Storms beginning their southward treks from other Canadian provinces, far less common than clippers, are often still referred to as clippers, or by the fanciful names Saskatchewan Screamer, Manitoba Mauler, or Ontario Scario. I have never heard of those. A clipper originates when warm, moist winds from the Pacific Ocean come into contact with the mountains in the provinces of British Columbia and then Alberta. The air travels down the lee side of the mountains, often forming a chinook in Alberta, then develops into a storm over the Canadian prairies, and when it becomes entangled with the cold air mass that normally occupies that region in winter. The storm then moves east-southeast, riding the jet stream, and passes off the upper Atlantic coast, normally north of Delaware Bay. The Chinook, which in part originates the Alberta Clipper, usually brings relatively warm weather, often approaching 10 degrees Celsius or 50 degrees Fahrenheit in the depths of winter, to southern Alberta itself, and the term is therefore not used in Alberta. Okay. The storms sweep in at high speed, over whatever land they encounter, usually bringing with them sharp cold fronts and drastically lower temperatures. It is not uncommon for an Alberta Clipper to cause temperatures to drop by 16 degrees Celsius or 30 degrees Fahrenheit in as little as 10 to 12 hours. Often the storms bring biting winds with them, only increasing the effect of the lower temperatures. Winds in advance of and during an Alberta Clipper are frequently as high as 56 to 72 miles 56 to 72 kilometers per hour, or 35 to 45 miles per hour. These conditions would cause wind chill values to drop into the negative 30 to negative 45 Celsius, or negative 20 to negative 50 Fahrenheit range. Snowfall amounts with these systems tend to be small, on the order of 1 to 3 inches or 2.5 to 7.5 centimeters, as the relative lack of moisture and quick movement inhibits substantial snowfall totals. However, several factors could combine to produce higher snow accumulations, 6 inches or 15 centimeters or more. These factors include access to more moisture, which raises precipitation amounts, slower system movement, which increases snowfall duration, and colder temperatures, which increases the snow to water ratio. The southern and eastern shores of the Great Lakes often receive enhanced snowfall from Alberta Clippers during the winter due to due to lake enhancement. The lake effect snow can add substantially to the overall snowfall total. Occasionally, the Clippers, when reaching the upper Atlantic seaboard, usually north of Delaware, bomb out, and can cause severe winter weather along the coast from Boston northward as Atlantic moisture is tapped. Snowfall amounts can approach 6 to 12 inches or more when this happens. However, typically, Alberta Clippers are not large snow producers south of Boston. During the winter, Alberta Clippers can occur somewhat frequently, with system intervals on the order of 2 to 4 days common during active periods. Okay. So, now we're going to go look at a map here. So, we go over here to the to Windy. Okay, so this is the precip type map. Okay, now this is for this is actually for today at 10 p.m. Okay, got some snow here, some rain here. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna advance this a little bit, and you'll see this right here is this low pressure system. Okay, it's snow and rain. Okay, what is going to come down? I'm going to keep on dropping down out of Canada. Okay, and it's going to enter the Great Lakes area. Okay. And is going to head across the northeast, and then it will move on out. Okay. And it's going to bring with it a little bit of snow. Now, if I go to, let's see, new snow. So this is the next 12 hours. Okay. So, and then if I go here, you can see the kind of the track that it's going to take. Okay. If I go here, over to tropical tidbits, let's see how this goes here. You can see the system here as it comes down and then heads off to the east. So it's rather quick moving. Um, so here it is. This would be tomorrow, February 10th at 7 a.m. Okay. And then 7 a.m. February 12th. It's on its way out. So, about 2 days. It covers some ground pretty quick. So it's not, it doesn't bring. Let me see what I can find here. So it's not it's gonna bring a lot of snow. Like I said, it's a light snow event. So you can see here. So two inches, 3 inches, 3 inches. Okay, and if I go, still 3 inches, 3 inches, 1 inch, 2 inch. Okay. Some of these areas in here, you could probably get some lake effect that comes in with that also, which is another video that I should get into. You should look at and get into. So, like I said, just it's to me personally, these storms are kind of more annoying than anything. They'll bring a couple inches of snow, kind of make things messy. That's about it. But I encourage you to look at them more. I mean, there's a ton of information out there. I'm by no means an expert. I'm not a meteorologist. I'm not a big time weather guy. I like the weather. I like showing people what the weather is doing. I don't know the big fancy words and all the science stuff and whatnot. But there are some things that I see and I read and I come across that I like to share with people. So hopefully now you have a better sense of what an Alberta Clipper is. When you hear the weather guy on TV that talks about an Alberta Clipper. Hopefully now hey, I know what that is. Or I kind of know what that is. Like I said, there's a lot of information out there. So I encourage you to go check it out. A lot of pictures and videos and whatnot on Alberta Clippers. So that's all I have for the moment. If you are interested in something, or would like to know more about something, send me a message. I'd like to hear from you. If I don't know it, I'll see if I can find out and share that information. I think I'm gonna do some videos on different things because I know some people that when you say things to them, certain weather terms and stuff, they're not sure what that is, or they're how does this happen or how does that happen? So I would like to look into those things more and try to share some information on those things. So that's all I have for today. Hopefully you have a good rest of your day. And I'll see you next time around. Thanks for watching.